What's up, everybody? My name is OMGWTF LOLFTWBRB. You remember when I said that this series just always seems like it's cursed? Always something is doomed to happen to me. No matter how many times I feel like I fix something, something always comes up and smacks me across the face and like, you forgot about me. Well, that something today just so happens to be Miss Maryse herself, Mrs. Mizanin. Because just like Brie, her contract is only to be a manager. Not you, Maria. Maryse. Yes. Oh, I can't. Can I not view her contract? There we go. She's only exclusively as a manager, so I will have to renegotiate with her and pray to God that she renegotiates in time for Hell in a Cell, because, well, after here I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday before she has to negotiate, so here's the hope. And speaking of someone who actually renegotiated with us, though, Mick Foley, the ungrateful fuck, he signs the day after I needed him. Now, granted, I need him for this Sunday as well, but still, I needed you on Monday. Where were you then? Nonetheless, let's get started with the show. Despite Maryse not being in action, main event still technically will be Brie Bella versus Maryse. It wasn't really much of a match anyway. It was more of an angle than a match, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But it worries me for Sunday, because here I was thinking Maryse was able to compete because, well, she had a match at WrestleMania not too long ago, but no. So let's just go ahead, run this show, see how we do. It is Smackdown, September 11th. Never forget. I didn't do no tolls or anything like in the game, or like they did in real life, though, because there's really no way of doing that in here. 53 C- rating is after the tolls or the bells are tolled, I guess, whatever you want to call it. We are hyping up what's to take place here tonight on SmackDown. Brie Bella will battle Maryse, and Rusev Day will face The Bar in the #1 contendership for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. 53 C- there for that. Apparently I didn't press the button. I know I did, though. Let's go. You son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Finally. Then a 73 B- rating as we hype up Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton for Hell in a Cell. And then directly afterwards, 79 solid B rating here. Oh, wait, no. The hype for Hell in a Cell was also a recap of Jeff Hardy's attack on Randy Orton. I thought there was going to be an angle in between, but I just ended up combining those two together. 79 solid B rating as Jeff Hardy opens the night with a promo on Randy Orton. Just a pretty generic promo before his upcoming match against Shinsuke Nakamura, talking about battling his demons and whatnot. Gained some heat for the feud between him and Orton, of course. And then we jump into our opening match of the night. 72 B- rating here. This is a match we've seen a lot of, and in fact, if we were in our previous save, this would be one of those matches that gets dinged because it's been happening too often, but luckily for WWE, we had to do a new save here, and that helped them out in the long run, and we had a 72 B- because of it. 72 B- for our opening match of the night, and a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Jeff Hardy goes over Shinsuke Nakamura in 14 minutes, 22 seconds, after Nakamura was disqualified when Randy Orton ran in and attacked Jeff Hardy. So Hardy setting up for the Swanton Bomb, looking like he's about to win, and then Randy Orton comes in, pulls him down, groin first into the turnbuckle, giving Jeff Hardy the victory. Nakamura and Hardy have pretty good chemistry. We knew that before. Saxton, weak. We always know that. Let me try that sentence again. This match got the crowd hotter. Jeff Hardy with an in-ring performance of a 69. Shinsuke Nakamura with an impressive, solid 80 in-ring performance here. And then afterwards, 78 solid B rating. Randy Orton gets a post-match attack on Jeff Hardy, but it backfires as Hardy is able to stand tall to end it all pretty much, gaining some momentum as we head into Hell in a Cell. The final bit of momentum he probably can gain. 61 solid C rating here as we hype up the Brie Bella versus Maryse match that'll take place later on tonight. Kinda. 63 solid C rating as we get a quick little interview with Maryse and Miz on Bryan and Brie, cutting, pretty much just talking about how they don't like him. Maryse can't hold a candle to Maryse and all that. She just gave birth 3 months ago and she's already competing. Really just playing themselves up like you expect them to do. 57 C- rating here as we hype up that Charlotte will battle Sonya Deville And then AJ Styles is apparently next. Now this angle here, I'll be honest, confuses me because I don't remember it at all. Like, even in my notes, I didn't give it a timestamp, so it makes me believe it was really only a minute long and probably just some quick little message from AJ Styles on screen. But I really don't remember this angle at all. Like, I don't remember it taking place, but apparently it did. So here we are, 67C plus. AJ Styles apparently has a message for Samoa Joe. So there you have that. Can't tell you what it was, though, because I don't even remember it. 99 A-star for part 2 of episode 3 of John Cena and Friends. Last time, Cena and Michaels had a little bit of a brawl in the desert because, well, HBK thought Cena was going after his prey, but a little bit of a misunderstanding here and there. Cena was hungry, so the Heartbreak Kid goes ahead and feeds him, gives him some water, and they talk. HBK gives him some advice now in this episode, and they take a little bit of a journey together as they go hunting in this, hunting and life lesson journeys pretty much is what Shawn Michaels is teaching John Cena. And they end up going hunting up into the Great White North, where you gotta, always look for the heart of the animal pretty much when you're hunting. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge at what the next part will be. But that's where we leave off. John Cena and Michaels up in the Canadian forest hunting. And, let's just say they might run into some enemies here and there. 60 solid C rating here as we get a recap of the Charlotte and Becky Lynch exclusive interview from last week, where they were both in, course, separate rooms and they kind of just talk trash to each other back and forth. 55 C- rating here as Kayla Braxton interviews Charlotte Flair on Becky Lynch. Nothing too special there. 68 C+ rating as we hype up the fact that the Raw Tag Team Championships and Universal Championship will be on the line this Sunday at Hell in a Cell, as Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre will defend their tag titles against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and Braun Strowman will challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. 69 C+ rating as we get a look back at the feud between the Dogs of War and the Shield, that of course being Braun Strowman, Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. There he is, along with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Ambrose, of course. 52 D+ rating as we hype up Becky Lynch taking on Charlotte Flair at Hell in a Cell. And then we jump into the match for Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. 49 D+ rating here. Mandy Rose, of course, did some good work ringside. She is ringside with Sonya Deville. And about that, didn't have much weighing heat and terrible wrestling to it. Charlotte Flair goes over Sonya Deville in 8 minutes, 30 seconds with the figure 8 leg lock. Apparently her and Sonya don't click, so it made for an awkward bout. That kind of sucks, but to be honest, the match really wasn't that special in real life, so I can see it. Flair with an in-ring performance of a 53, Sonya with a 33. No worker improvements either. And then after the match is over, Becky Lynch, she's hiding in the crowd. Charlotte Flair is celebrating, shaking hands with everybody, and Lynch, like I said, she's hiding in the crowd. Honestly, great disguise, too. You don't even really know she's there until she's there. She takes advantage of her moment and attacks Charlotte Flair while she's, celebrating with her fans, and beats her down, getting a little bit more momentum heading into Hell in a Cell. So Becky Lynch doing the good work here. 58 C- rating for that angle. 69 C+ rating. Now, prior to the AJ Styles one, I don't remember this, but I actually do remember this, and I enjoyed it. I liked the storyline or storybook element. I mentioned in the last episode of Smackdown that I really wasn't a fan of why... Get the hell out of here. I wasn't really a fan of why Samoa Joe and AJ were feuding, but I really like this story, or storybook way they told this story between him and Styles and all that. Great stuff there from Samoa Joe tonight. Good stuff. 69 C+. That'll probably be in the video package, I can imagine. 60 solid C rating here as we just, got Daniel Bryan psyching up Brie Bella for her upcoming match against Maurice later on tonight. And then Rusev Day in the Bar coming up next. Before we get to the number 1 contendership match, 55 C- as Kayla Braxton gets a response from Becky Lynch on her attack on Charlotte just a few minutes ago. Becky just pretty much tells her there's more where that came from this Sunday. 56 C- as the New Day takes over commentary, and just like they did on the first Triple Threat Tag match, they didn't do it on the Rusev Day Triple Threat Tag match, the one we saw last week. But when they had the one that the Bar won, they did it there. But they will have their own commentary table and be on commentary, trading spots back and forth with the regular Smackdown team. But we're going to have them do the full match because we are rebels like that. 74 B minus before the match takes place. Apparently, Kramer Kingley is backstage, and he was going to get an interview with the Bar, but I guess he was a little afraid of them, so he just kind of stands back and narrates over it like it's some sort of like Steve Irwin kind of show, like one of those animal shows. Kramer Kingley, of course, being Kofi Kingston's alter ego. Think of like Gregory Helms in the Hurricane, you know? 56 C minus as it is time for Rusev Day. Aiden English, of course, got a great voice, doing his thing. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And then we have our tag team matchup. Winner will face the New Day at Hell in a Cell for the tag team championships. It's the Bar versus Rusev Day. In a decent matchup, Rusev Day picks up the victory over the Bar in 10 minutes, 40 seconds after Rusev gets Sheamus with the Machka kick. Aiden English, apparently the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. But they pulled the trigger. They gave Rusev Day the victory, and it's well-deserved. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that they're not winning the titles at the pay-per-view. But if it was me, I would probably have rode this wave of momentum. I mean, strike the pan while it's hot, pretty much. Rusev and Lana have their chemistry, we all know. Aiden not suited to his gimmick. That's a shame. Well, we'll probably have to put that up here, and we already did. And the many gimmicks and stuff that I'll have to fix. New Day, of course, weak at the announce table. We know that. We know that already. Sheamus with an in-ring performance of a 68. Cesaro with a 59. Aiden English with a 48, so he was the worst of the match. And Rusev, to my surprise, a 69. Best of the match. It did lose some heat for the Rusev Day feud, though. 69 C+ rating here as we get a look back at the feud between Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss. So similar to what Monday Night Raw did, hyping up some SmackDown feuds. It seems like SmackDown is returning the favor for Monday Night Raw here. And then finally, we have our, I guess, technical main event of the night, because Maurice and Brie Bella can't compete because Maurice is not under contract to compete. But that's still going to be like the thumbnail and all that. That should be the main event. It's just more of a my bad thing. Speaking of my bad, we get R-Truth in action here. 56 C- rating here. R-Truth's really gotten himself a little bit more attention lately, hasn't he? In an extremely short matchup here, Andrade Cien almost goes over R-Truth in 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Apparently by using a foreign object. That's not what happened. It was like a roll-up as he grabbed the tights and whatnot. Carmella looks like she's officially going to be R-Truth's manager, and looks like she's also going to be turning face here, so guess that's something we'll be doing here soon enough. She did some good work ringside. R-Truth and Andrade apparently have pretty good chemistry, and that helped lift the match. Good for them. R-Truth with an in-ring performance of a 53, and Andrade Cien almost already outperforming Truth with a 59, a whole 6 points above him. No worker improvements, though. Didn't start a feud here, though. It doesn't look like there's going to be a feud, but if there is, we can start it a little bit later on. But as of right now, it just looked like a way to get Andrade a victory, since he's been losing a little bit here. 39 D- rating as Kayla Braxton tries to get the why out of Asuka. Why did you help Naomi last week? And she helped Naomi because, well, the Iconics are jerks, and she doesn't like that pretty much. Naomi likes her style. They have a little bit of a cringe because, you know, Asuka speaks Japanese and she has kind of broken English, so a little bit of a broken English jokes here and there. Nonetheless, though, it looks like we have a little bit of a team here, and it's kind of fitting, you know, Asuka and Naomi. I could see them being a team, especially if the rumors are true about there being, you know, a Divas tag team, or Divas, not the word I guess we would use, a women's tag team title coming soon, I should say. Asuka, of course, having major problems due to the language barrier. I believe she has, like, minor English, which I believe is correct myself, so there's no point in fixing it. 62 solid C rating here as we hype up that at Hell in a Cell, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella will face Miz and Maurice. I hope. We got to get Maurice to sign that contract. And then finally, what was supposed to be the main event of the night just turned into a random angle. 66 C+ rating as what was supposed to be Brie versus Maurice pretty much ended like this with the angle I said, or as I mentioned. The match itself really wasn't much of a match anyway, so it was pretty much an angle anyway. With Maurice kind of like running around, avoiding Brie as much as he can, eventually leaving the ring. You know, Miz is like, we're not having this. You know, you called her a coward or something. We're not doing this. They go to leave. Brie beats down on her. Eventually, the disqualification is brought by Miz pulling Brie out of the ring. Bryan goes for a beeline right after Miz after he sees him put his hands on his wife. We have a big brawl between all four, you know, I almost said men, all four superstars. pretty much ending with Brie and Bryan standing tall as they send Miz and Maurice packing. This did get the crowd hotter. Maurice was apparently very underwhelming in this segment. Nonetheless, though, 68C plus to end off the show. We get ourselves a solid 80B here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Solid 80B, increasing our popularity in 24 regions. Like I said, I feel like that big popularity boost I gave everybody to pretty much make them the global stars that they're not really, but it's just me kind of, saying, all right, game, I'm sick of you doing this shit to me. Let's just fix it now. So there you have it. Still increasing our popularity. We'll be booking 205 Live, but before we book 205 Live, let's go to our messages here. I want to see if we have any opinions. I know we had some opinions from Raw. Doesn't look like there was any opinions from SmackDown, but from Raw, Christian, of course, everyone knows who Christian is, Captain Charisma, says that Chad Gable has a lot of charisma. So if anybody would know charisma, it'd be Captain Charisma, right? Says Chad Gable has a lot of charisma, and has charisma, and he has a lot of upside. Whereas Constable Baron Corbin says that Connor of the Ascension just doesn't connect with the fans, and that we should probably write him off. And Dolph Ziggler, one half of our tag team champion, straight up says, Razor can't work the WWE style in my opinion. The kid has no future here. Harsh words from Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, especially Ziggler. That could be a future opponent for all he knows. Nonetheless, though, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. My name's been OMGWTF, LOLTWBRB, and I will see you guys for 205 Live as we continue on with the week of WWE versus TEW, trying to catch up as quick as we can. Have a good one, guys.